There they are. Wasn't that
That's
cute?
good. Is that Alex? That's Alex Kazan.
Kazan. Yeah, that's her. I saw the
She's
picture of her.
awesome. Have you been watching the Saban's behind the scenes?
No, I haven't watched any of that. Is it fun to
Oh
watch?
man,
Good.
yeah.
I'm really glad
he
he's doing
nailed
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny, like he's very proud of what he's done, and he'll tell you how much he nailed it. And I will tell you,
No.
he nailed it.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty amazing. Like,
Cool. Yeah, I want to go back and watch that. Yeah.
I'm and then all the stuff before, like they did, like without even being asked, they do little ads at the beginning for the level 1 for sign up for the open. Like I just I don't know. I don't know if I'm CrossFit, how much I'm like leaning into, because clearly he's not going away. Clearly he doesn't need CrossFit in order to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
CrossFit like Inc. support, but at the same time, like if CrossFit doesn't exist, he doesn't have a medium, right? I guess he has a medium. He doesn't have like content. But then I'm like, but at some point, like his talent comes through not in what he's talking about, but the fact that he can kind of talk about anything.
Yeah.
And the way in which he talks about it. Like even when he was doing the podcast under CrossFit's umbrella, like I remember thinking like, God dang, he is an asshole, but such a good questioner, like asks, and such a good interviewer. But maybe that's what makes him such a good interviewer, is that he's such an asshole. But what makes him an asshole is that he's just so honest and asks the questions nobody else will ask. And so I'm like, I hate him, but I love him and I can't stop watching.
I think that's what, like I like he comes off as an asshole because he's just straight up honest. And it's like some of the, I mean, he can definitely, like, I think he likes to poke the bear intentionally sometimes, but he definitely, like, he'll ask the questions or like dig deeper to where people are a little too hesitant to go. And I guess it can come off as like intrusive or whatever, but it's like, he doesn't care. He's not on there to make friends.
It's like unapologetically his whole thing, like he has a single job, and it's to get online, to get on YouTube, to produce some sort of content, at least one thing every day about CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like that's it. And like the athletes within CrossFit, the ecosystem around CrossFit, like, and if you think about it, like the simplicity of that mission, like that's all he does. Now, Greg Glassman calls in and they start talking about politics and vaccines and right? Like and somebody could be like, how the funk is this about CrossFit? It's like, well, I mean, it started there, but in the end, like what else he does doesn't really matter, because he met like what his thing was produce a YouTube video every single day that is generally about CrossFit.
Yeah, like for the most part, the 80% solution, right? Like it's
but I mean, like I wonder about that. Like, so the simplicity of that, is there a lesson, like, right? Is CrossFit a moral value system? Right. Is there a lesson to be learned from that? And it kind of is. It's like, don't overthink it. It's more important, or maybe not more important, it's more powerful or more effective the simpler you keep something, and then the deeper into which that thing you go. And it was sort of the clean and jerk today, where like I was like, look, power clean it, squat clean it, doesn't matter. Muscle clean it, doesn't matter. Hang squat clean it, doesn't matter. Hang muscle clean it, doesn't matter. Just pick one and then jerk it, press it, push press it, split jerk it, right? Doesn't matter, but pick one. And I kind of said, if you try to do both, if you try to start with the power clean and then I'll go into the squat cleaner, I'm going to start with the squat clean, and then when it gets heavy, basically what you're going to do is you're going to do two things really badly instead of at least one thing less shitty. So do the one thing a little bit better, then try to do two things. And then it's like, and that's just two things. Imagine if you're trying to do four things or six things. So really what you're going to do is you're just going to do everything horribly instead of just do one thing well.
Yeah.
maybe well, right? And then Kate was like, oh, so, but she goes, I used to the company she used to work at. She says, we'd have to say, we suck less or something, or like sucking less. And I was like, I love it. Exactly. Right.
Suck less.
Yeah.
I was this one looked fun today. Last night I told Meg, I said to Meg, I didn't tell Meg anything. I said, babe, do you mind if I go to the gym at 5:15, like try to catch a 5:15 class, and I'll be back home in time for the kids to wake up and stuff. And initially it was a yes. And then at like 10 o'clock, Prim started barking. She needed to go out, and then she woke up Axel, and woke up Fee. Fee followed me out. And then I brought Prim back, and Meg goes, maybe now with the puppy, until she's better crate trained, is not the time for you to get up and go to the gym bright and early in the morning. I was like, yeah, I think that's fair. Because when I leave, if I leave, she starts barking. And we're not there yet. But I got, it was kind of like that thruster one too. Like this one looked like a lot of fun. I like the 10. I like there was a little bit of rest, but it wasn't too much rest. And seeing how full the gym was yesterday morning, I was like, oh, if it's anything like yesterday, it's going to be a party in there.
Yeah.
Clanging and banging. So anyway, short story long. I really want to do clean and jerks today. 10 rounds every 2 minutes. I don't know what's going with that. Anyway, trying to do I guess I'm saying the one thing I'm trying to do well right now is make sure this dog doesn't wake people up in the middle of the night or bright and early in the morning. So we'll get to the other stuff. But yeah, I got off. We were talking about Savan.
No, just the idea of the CrossFit. But I'm thinking about that. Why did we go down that road? Oh, the behind the scenes. Alex Kazan's the cool, right? Like I would say my favorites in there are Alex Kazan, Ariel Lowen. I love Vellner. Vellner's just awesome all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look like Medeiros was giving him much access, right? Like I think he was just kind of staying away from him because I don't think Medeiros wanted to talk to anyone. The relationship, the dynamic with Laura Horvath is hilarious. Like it is. I mean, and he's barely ever on the camera because he's always behind it. You can hear his voice from time to time. What's her face? Not Maria. It might be Maria. The other. So you can every now and then it's footage from Hiller shooting. I can't think of her name. Basically, he had a crew. Like he had other folks shooting for him, shooting B-roll, shooting interviews and stuff. Yeah. So like, but he's an I don't know, he's an actor in it, or he's a character in it as well, but in a very sort of inadvertent byproduct of just the dynamic of, you can tell how, and then I mean just him and Castro's dynamic is hilarious. Yeah. You can tell how happy everybody is that he's there. And it's one of the first times that he's back, right? That somebody gives a shit to be paying attention to them, not on the floor. Because you forget, there's moments where they're like behind there. I think it's the snatch when they're, or the Olympic complex, the Olympic weightlifting total. So the first group goes out, they lift, first group comes back, and the second group's out. And you get an appreciation that if you were an athlete at the games, you never actually get to watch the games. Yeah. Like you're not experienced, like it's not fun. It's the fun is the competing, but like, so they're all sitting back there and they're watching the other heats on TV. So they're not even like watching real time. I guess they're watching real time, but and you're like, oh, right. Like that perspective of just getting a glimpse of the athlete's perspective is very enlightening of a part of it that we never really expect. And so then when they actually and it's each part is an event. So it's up to, he'll release part 13 today. Okay. And then part 14 will be released tomorrow. Cool. And then that's it. The 14 part. Yeah. It's awesome. Like it's just, I mean, he does get a little bit of Medeiros from time to time, but it's not that much. And it's just like, he's just, he does he gets coverage. I think he gets coverage of every single athlete. I don't know that for a fact, but like, that's pretty amazing that you know, oh, I didn't know that person. I didn't know who that
Yeah.
was. I don't even know that name. Who's that? That's the guy from Germany? Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's so
You know?
true. I think that's definitely been one of the things lacking in the last few years is, like, you know who the top names are, but, like, seeing some of these people that aren't, you know, I don't wanna say that they're not podium bound, but, like, they're, you can say that they're, like, the underdogs, or you can say they're the wild card, you can say they're the, it's just you get a little glimpse of all the athletes, and, the same few I feel like get covered, but he really, and I really like, you get to know the athlete a little bit more outside of, like, wow, they kicked ass in that workout. Like, the personalities that come out is so much fun, because when they're in the competition too, like, you don't really get a sense of their personality. And I love seeing them on camera,
Yeah.
so candid. And it's wild to me too that, these videos, some of them, some of them are a little bit shorter, 54 minutes, some of them hour 5, an hour 26. How many hours of film do you think he had, and how much he had to cut just to make an hour and 26 video too? Like, the stuff that he's going through.
Well, 14. He has 14 of them. So you're
Yeah.
talking probably over 16 hours worth of a movie, like of a behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's
I
an
bet he's
amazing amount of coverage.
I bet he does. I bet he doesn't stop rolling either. Like, I bet he keeps it on, lets it roll, and then cuts out all the dead space later, which is, I'm sure, a
Yeah.
task.
And these I heard a rumor things like the TSP news, which
Yeah.
the Savan program, maybe I don't know what the TSP is.
I mean, I guess
They're horrible. They're so bad. Like they're trash, but it's wonderful. So it's sort
is
of
that the point? Is it supposed to come off as trash?
he's just right. Like he's watching other people's stuff, barbell spin.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
What's
Yeah.
his face? Pedro's thing. He's making fun of Sean and Tommy's. So what's that? That's Talking Elite Fitness.
Elite, yeah.
He makes fun of Grenler and Chase's, which is Get With The Program, but he makes fun of them not in a way of like it, he's like not trash talking, but he's like, I don't know the right word, like
Ribbing, or just jawing.
ribbing. Yeah, he's just ribbing, because in the end, it's always like, even when he gives Woolley, John Woolley, Josh Woolley, coffee pods and wads or something. No,
Yeah.
that's Pedro.
He's Make Wads Great Again. John
Make
Woolley.
Wads Great Again.
Yeah.
Like I don't I don't think if you actually asked Samama Tosin as a human being, like, do you hate this guy? He'd be like, no, I don't hate anybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
what he does is he says, look, if you're going to be in the space, don't waste our time with bullshit platitudes. Tell us what you actually think. And
Yeah.
when somebody doesn't, that's when he'll call somebody out, and he'll like close read it. He'll like watch it minute by minute by minute. And he'll say like, okay, so he says something here, and I understand what he's saying because this is how I understand it. And then he watches the next 30 seconds and he goes, oh my God, he just said the complete opposite. That's absurd talk. That makes no sense. Why are you such a pussy? Be like, you know what I mean? Like, and then he goes into his like, don't be
Yeah.
such a garter. Like and then they're like, whoa. But in a sense, what he's saying isn't wrong. How
Mhm.
he's saying it is extremely aggressive, but that's his shtick. Like, he's very sort of Howard Sterny in that way. And it's consistent. And in a sense, if I'm the other guy and he's commenting on my thing and he calls that out and I don't go, oh crap, he's right. I totally did that. I don't have to like it. I don't have to appreciate how he comes at it. But at the same time, I'm publicly putting myself out there as a representative of some sort of like aspect of commenting or being a voice in this space. Well, then I'm putting myself in a place to be commented on as a voice in that space.
Yeah.
And so I have two options. I can listen to the comments and I can assess them and then act on them, or I can listen to the comments, get my butt hurt, and ignore it and don't improve. Right? Like, that's either way. It's my choice what I want to do with that commentary, but that's all. And it's great. So this news stuff, it's kind of funny. It's his thing. But sometimes, like, what did I hear about something? He was talking about something. I was like, I had no idea. It was kind of cool. Oh yeah. And I will tell you this, my YouTube experience, I pay the $35 a month.
It's good with the ads.
Yeah. And the boy, like, it's a family plan, so we all share it. But it's it's a game changer because when I listen to the music, but mainly I did it because I get books for audiobooks that I don't want to buy or that maybe aren't available. I'll find them on YouTube, and then I don't have to listen to the ads.
Oh, clever. So,
but yeah, it's just him sitting there and it's hilarious.
Just watch this. Yeah.
Is this today's?
It's February 25th.
Oh, Jocko's gym burned down. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jocko Willick's CrossFit MMA gym burned down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like do you think Savan's like the most when you're leading up to the games? Now I feel like there's so many entities out there from like the Buttery Bros or
I don't even watch them anymore. They're a complete waste of time.
Yeah,
from my perspective, I don't find them enjoyable. I don't find their content like fun. I think it's too anyway, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't really find them enjoyable. I unsubscribed and I stopped watching them at all.
Yeah.
So they're off my list.
So, yeah.
I think I know what your question was going to be. Yeah, like Savan has kind of become my one-stop shop. And then from there, I do I like Chase and Chase Ingram and Bill Grundler's Get With the Programming. I think they're kind of cool. Very not random is Pat Sherwood and Adrian Bosman.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that for me is sort of like, look, it's one of the main programmers. Like you should probably listen to what he's saying if you want insight, right?
Yeah.
Like even if he doesn't mean to tell you anything, like inadvertently, just listen to his language. He'll probably tell you what's coming. Not to mention it's Adrian. You know what's coming. Yeah. I watch Dave's Week in Review every week. Then I watch Savan's review of Dave's Week in Review, which is so fun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, so people are like, Jesus, how much that? Like, I don't watch TV. I'm not on social media. So these are, and I watch most things at like 1.5 to 1.75 speed.
I'm working my way up to that. Right now I'm on 1.25 speed, and I'm gonna be gradually picking it up. So I'm like, okay, so when it gets faster, I won't feel like I lost everything.
Yeah. And so if they're on in the background, I don't feel like I have to sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
I can just listen to it. So cooking dinner, cleaning the house, walking the dogs, like doing something. And then there's other times where like I either am watching this stuff or I'm not listening or watching anything. Right. Yeah. It's a 1 or a 0. So it's not like, oh, what podcast am I listening to? It's either this or silence. And then when I'm reading or studying, it's either that, like my coursework, or trash. Okay. Like there's nothing in between. Like I'm not filling the spaces with like the in-between shit. It's either like Hegel or Tom Clancy's most recent just complete trash book.
Now would you put Savan above or below above or below Two Bros in a Box? Where would you if you
yeah. So
also trash, but not
we're trash. So I would say scope of audience, right? In that sense of I would say we are for your audience, like your community. Now, I would say my community, but it's not my community. I'm a part of your community of Fairwinds CrossFit. This is your medium to convey things that you want your community to get. If that expands out, then you'd have to make a decision about content prep, right? Some sort of production value at the back end. Like all of that is right now like a big fat 0.
This is my production value. There it is again. I like watching the shit.
Right? Like very cool. Yeah, it is funny. It's good. I don't know how you did that with the graph. Like very right, like fun and sweet and stuff. But I mean production value as far as like the back end editing, the side of it. Like how much homework did you do before this? Do you have questions set? Is there an arc to it? Right? Like all of that stuff. Savan's got Matt Souza, plus he's got Caleb on the back end, plus he's got his own homework that he does. Plus it's the only thing he's doing. So in all of that, like I would say and the reason being, he is speaking not just to the CrossFit audience, but he like the entire world doing CrossFit. but he's also has a goal of bringing CrossFit and the awareness of it to people that aren't doing CrossFit. So that's why he brings in guests that do high rocks, MMA fighters, doctors, nutrition people. Like so in that sense, from a scope of who his audience is, it's distinctly broader. But the topic or the means by which he speaks to that audience, or the thing that he would say I'm an expert in, is CrossFit. How CrossFit tangentially touches other things would totally be right. Now that's where the fluidity and the flexibility has. But so like he doesn't do, I think he doesn't do his parenting website anymore. He doesn't do the other podcast stuff. Like it's always just about CrossFit. And then if something touches that effectively, well, then he'll have no problem going into it and telling you why he says what is right. Right. Yeah. But it's like at the same time, somebody tells him, hey, you're an idiot, man. Let me tell you why you're an idiot. And they get into a conversation with him. He's the first to go, wow, you're right. I was wrong. I really appreciate you telling me that type of stuff.
Anyway, I like, I think there's so many channels out there that I think they focus a lot on the games and the games athletes and that side of it. And he, that was kind of where he started, but he's still very much like, it's not just about the games. And I think that's what I like is he gets that crowd that's interested in the games. But I think if you're just interested in CrossFit in general, whether it's the methodology or some of the people behind the scenes, like some of the programmers or some of the coaches or some of the people that have been on the affiliate level for a really long time, like I feel like he covers, it's a much bigger picture he covers than a lot of those other more popular channels, which is fairly
his affiliate. Yeah. He has his affiliate series where he brings on affiliate owners. He's had Chris Cooper on. He has not had affiliate you guys on, which I'm surprised that they haven't reached out to get onto him. And and I will say this,
maybe they're like, no, he should reach out to us to have us on, or they should reach out to me to have them on.
Yeah.
But they're just they're in an ego stalemate where
it might be because Coop Two Brain is one of the sponsors, so maybe they don't want to, right? They don't want to swim in a different pool or something. I don't know. But like he had Coop on the other day and it was awesome. It was an awesome interview. Like if I was opening an affiliate or if I owned an affiliate, like I would listen to that podcast, combine that with affiliate use 4-part something into lifers, leads into lifers series. Hell yeah, man. Like I would say you watch the Coop podcast, get his book, Millionaire Gym Owner, and listen to those 4 series, you just do exactly what they say. I would say in a year, you've probably got a $100,000, $150,000 a year gym like that.
Really? Maybe I should do that actually.
Super, like the thing is super simple. It's so easy. It's like do one thing really, really well. Then do the next thing really, really well. Then do the next thing really, really well. Do that for 6 months. And 99% of your problems will be solved.
I'll be honest with you. I love Affiliate U and I swear by him, but now I've gotten to a point where now I feel like, okay, I'm doing too much and I can feel it in a lot of different ways. And I've just recently been like, too much. I need to take several steps back and focus on one thing, one thing. And I can feel that. And it's just it's because now like Affiliate U has been great, but now there's so much. It's like social media where it's like there's so much to take in. And where I struggle is to, okay, where do I separate out what needs to be here and what needs to be here? Or it's like okay, hold on. I kind of compare it to like when the kids' room is a mess and I know I need to clean it up, but I need to figure out where to start. And that's sometimes the hardest thing for me is to find out where to start. And so right now, sometimes we're like, all right, there's a bunch of things on the floor. I need to pick one thing up, but what's the first thing I should pick up? And then
at your feet,
and the other stuff will be there. Pick the one up. And so it's fun. And so that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, all these things are great, but sometimes it's like that 4-part series is great because it's like we just broke this one thing down that's actually like probably a major game changer in the way your business runs. So anyway, it's plus everyone has book recommendations. You need to listen to this book to improve your business. You need to listen to this book for your this book, and now did you know you can listen to audiobooks on Spotify?
No,
Spotify
I don't do Spotify.
Oh yeah. So it's great. Anyway, but so yeah, to any affiliate owners out there, when you get to the point where you're feeling like you're doing a lot of things, stop doing a lot of things, dial it back, find one thing.
Do less.
Yeah.
Do less. Well, now you're not doing anything. Now you just got to do something. Let's go.
Yeah, now we just got to do something. So anyway, oh man. But yeah, I was just saying that's why I think I've always liked. I haven't listened to him in a while, just because there's so much to listen to. But that's what I always liked about Saban, is where it's like it's not just about the games. The games are entertaining, but he likes to dive deeper into the other stuff too. And that's why he still has Glassman on, and because Glassman doesn't talk about the games that much. But anyway,
the other day he had Glassman on, and he'll take callers. Saban will take callers, and and
we take callers too. If anybody wants to call me, we take callers too. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That'd be kind of cool. So they're talking. I mean, they're talking something about like it might have been politics. It might have been science, academia, or something. But like things that the Broken Science Initiative that Glassman is running, and like Glassman has transcended. Like the fitness was cool, but the fitness in his fight with the NSCA and kind of the legal battles with the NSCA with the NSCA and Coke and Pepsi and soda company and all that stuff, I think gave him insight into just how broken the medical system is and the research in the medical system and blah 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 blah. And that, like, I think he's like, okay, exercise is great, but like, I don't understand why everyone is freaking out about this. We figured it out, right? Like, like anything else you do other than CrossFit is a waste of your time. If your goal is longevity and improved health and improved quality of life for as long as possible, stop only running long distances. Stop getting singularly focused on one thing. Like, but if it's like, no, I love to run long distances, I love to do triathlons, then it's like, okay, well then do that. But just know, I mean, just scientifically, from a standpoint of, I have a hypothesis, I test the hypothesis, and I get a result that either proves or disproves my hypothesis, right? Logical, scientific method. There is no other methodology that leads to the most efficacious improved work capacity across broad time and modal domains. That's it, right? Like, there's nothing else. Period. For general physical preparedness. Yeah, but what if I'm a soccer player and I really need to, like, we're not talking about being a specialist. Like, if you like, then you need to play soccer and be a soccer player and maybe use CrossFit on the off season or whatever. But like different conversation. Yeah. So that he's like, I got it. You want to run a successful affiliate? Start small. Outgrow your people. When people start complaining, listen to them. When people start complaining a second time, listen to them. When people really start complaining a third time, fix the thing that they're complaining about, right? Like, start with one person. Then tell that one person to bring 4 people. Then tell that 4 people to bring 5 people. Now you need to move out of your garage, right? Like, like he's laid it out. Don't chase money, chase efficacy. Like, go back, read the journal articles from 2006 to 2010. Trace that out. Write a chart for yourself. Do it. You'll have $100,000 a year gym in about 6 to 9. Well, 2 years, 3 years maybe. So it's like, he's like, I don't understand why everybody still wants to talk about this. We've moved on, people. Like, so he'll get callers. This is all I say. He'll get a caller and they'll ask a question. I wondered if I could talk to Greg. If I could ask Greg an affiliate question, or if I could ask Greg a CrossFit question, or if I could ask Greg a training question about level 2 and level 3 card. So he does it one time, and you hear him go like, and I was watching it. I was just sitting at the counter eating, and I'm watching. And Greg goes like this. The caller, I don't think the caller heard it. And Saban goes, oh. So he goes, oh, okay, caller, cool. I don't think he's used his name or whatever. And he goes, Greg, did I hear you go, ugh. And Greg goes, hey, I'll answer his question. I appreciate the call in. And he goes, wait, and he repeats the guy's name back, and he goes, so what are you asking? What are you actually asking? The guy repeats it, and he goes, no. What are you asking? Like, what do you want? What and the guy's like, he goes, what you want is you want somebody to do the work for you. You want to say that you do it. You want to say that you are successful, but you don't want to do the work. And he goes, I had athletes like that all the time. They want to say that they're getting fit, but when it came down to get rid of your fucking soda, stop eating sugar, right? Like when it came down to doing the work, they wouldn't do the work. And so when they'd show up at the gym and they didn't get the results, and I call them an asshole, or I tell them to get the fuck out, they didn't appreciate that. But guess what? They came back the next day and they kept doing it. And the caller was like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. And he goes, of course I'm right. Simon, get another call or something. It was like, it was hilarious. And I was like, oh, there he is. There's Greg. Yay, he's back.
That's awesome.
I want to want the success. I just don't want to do the work.
You can have some trouble there, buddy. That's funny. Yeah, that's I'm glad too that like well, I know there was a couple years too where like I think Greg basically had to kind of lay low for legal reasons.
He just didn't, I just don't think he understood the manner in which the platforms on which he was posting were going to edit and cull his posts. Yeah. So he had like a series of posts that the only one they posted was the Floyd 19 thing.
Yeah.
But and it was on Twitter, and he's like, God, I didn't think about that. He's like,
it's called X now, Jack.
Sorry, yes, but it was Twitter at the time. And he said, but there was a sequence of posts that last one had context. Out of context, he's like, yeah, the email that Rocket CrossFit or whatever her name, she posted, that was a series of emails between them and other people on the team across like a 3-month period, that all they posted was the last one, because he was like, I was fucking done. I was like, look, this is real easy. I own the company. You don't want to be an affiliate? Don't be an affiliate. Like, get the fuck out. And so it was sort of, and so people have been posting too, like he was at a affiliate conference, and he says like, I will never sell. And then it's like 6 months later he sells, and he spoke to it. He's like, yeah, that's yes, I said that because I was standing on that stage and I meant it. And then I recognized that my initiatives and where I wanted to go with what I was interested in was no longer supportive of the thing that our methodology had brought, that it had organically grown into. And so he's like, I don't need to be CrossFit in order to do these other initiatives. In actuality, being a part of CrossFit and continuing to be the owner of it would have limited where he wanted to go. Yeah. And so he's like, so they wanted me out. I realized, oh, I kind of want out. And at that point, he's like, it's on the affiliates. Like, right? Like, now he's kind of even like, hey, if you really like doing this and you really like training, de-affiliate, right? Shit's out there. It's open source. Yeah. Right? Don't call yourself CrossFit. That doesn't mean you can't not use the methodology. Now there's another side of the camp that be like, well, that's bullshit, right? If you're using the methodology, you should probably be paying the entity that created it. But you're right. I think what you're saying, he had to lay low. I think his non-disclosure or his non-compete expires in August of this year.
Was that what it was? I think it was like 2 years like that. Yeah.
August of this year. Yeah. So basically at that point, he can do whatever he wants. He just can't call it CrossFit.
Yeah.
And so at that point, like legally, I wonder if you are doing thrusters and you're using words like WOD and AMRAP and Metcon, but like Nike still sells the Metcon. Mm-hmm. They're not associated with CrossFit.
Yep.
Like, so you could just coach people, train people out of your gym, and right? Like, I don't know. I don't know where I land on that. It feels a little icky. I feel right. Like I'm very loyal.
Like he's, someone asked, someone said like, you know, if you if you start a, Broken Science Fit, we're on board,
Yeah,
something like that. And he was,
he's
and I
never, yeah,
like, I've that's like, A, that was just he has more integrity than that. But I think it's also like, the thing has already been created, it's already there. So like, what is there really for him to do that wouldn't just be taking the thing he already did that's over here and just copying it again for the sake of what?
yeah.
And so,
So I never thought about this either. Like he made a great point. So soon to be $4,500 a year, you pay an affiliation fee in order for licensing rights to use the capital C, capital F CrossFit name. That is the agreement. That is the affiliation agreement, boiled down to its basics. And so the question is, what does that licensing right offer you that is worth 100 or 200, 300, 400, just under $400 a month, basically, if you think about it, like from a rents standpoint. So about $400 a month. Do you get something out of that being able to use capital C, capital F affiliation fee? When it was under Glassman's reign, the idea of he's, I'm sure you've seen this. He's four things: legislate, litigate, train, and I think it was like there's a fourth one, and it's the not media, but it was like, and not marketing, but something else. Like I forget what that fourth thing is. But basically, the way he looked at it was, these are the things I can do for the affiliates that they, at a cost value, at a scale value, they can't do for themselves. So when Maryland state legislator, with the funding and lobbying by NSCA, Big Soda, other political organizations, tries to pass legislation that says it is illegal for me to show up at Fairwinds CrossFit at 5:15 in the morning and coach fitness and talk about nutrition, because I am not certified as a registered nutritionist or as a personal trainer underneath this legislative body. That continues to get crushed by CrossFit Legal. They have like 19 states that continue to introduce bills that CrossFit steps in and says that's illegal. Look at the statutes, blah, blah, blah. And they continue to fight it. The second they stop doing that, the second they stop spending that legal funds, because from their standpoint, they're like, what kind of return on investment are we getting on this?
Yeah.
You, as the affiliate owner, are no longer allowed to have your coaches show up and coach classes until they get this other certification.
Yeah.
Right. So think about that from a standpoint of you can't run a business anymore. That was what Greg's thing was. He was like, that's what I can do for the affiliates. I litigate, then legislate, get legislation passed in order to facilitate being able to get into schools, get into prisons, get into blah, 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 whatever. Right. Train, right? Like you can't spend enough money to make it so that your coaches and you yourself can be a professional and have some sort of professional development that has a trajectory to it. But CrossFit does. It's got that training department. And then the third thing, right? And I'm like, that's four things. That's it. That's what CrossFit does.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not the games. It's not media. It's not programming. It's not affiliate marketplace partnerships, right? Like, dude, you could save way more money. Just get a Costco or a Sam's Club subscription, put shit on periodic payment, right? Like buy the mops, buy the whatever. I don't need affiliate marketplace collaboration. Like that's bullshit. What that is CrossFit Inc. gets a cut.
Yeah.
Right. And so those are always the things of, he's like, I'm not in the fucking t-shirt business. I'm not in the mop business. I'm not in the fish oil business. I'm not in the soda drink recovery business. I'm not in the ice bath business. I'm in the fitness. I'm in the elite fitness. And if the second you tell me a product has the paradigm shifting power that my methodology has, and that there is no other fish oil on the market that does what this fish oil that you want to put my name on, CrossFit on, until you tell me that or show me that scientifically, I'm not putting my name on it. I'm not branding it. It waters down the brand that is our brand. And I was like, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty idealistic. It's pretty like black and white, which the world is a little gray. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it helps like, oh, right. I'm here because I have a program, I have a methodology that if you do it, and you do it in the way I prescribe it, it will get you the results that you can't get anywhere else. And I stand behind that, right? Like that's a fundamental thing to find in this world. And so when he expressed that out, I was like, wow, I miss that. Because what do you get for $4,500 a month? Sorry, a year. $4,500 a month. That'd be a lot. Like, and if you're not, and this is what he tells affiliate owners, if you're not asking that question and thinking about that every time, every year it comes up, like, and I'm not saying like you ask the question and you come out and you're like, nope, I still like it. Nope, still worth it.
Yeah.
Cool. But like, that's the question. Ask that every single time.
I think on the message boards and stuff, you see a lot of people that are just like, oh, it's nice to finally see, like from the marketing standpoint, like look at all the new stuff CrossFit's putting out on the website. Look at all the resources they're giving us for the open and all these things. Like finally, you see where our money's going. And I'm like, you don't really. I mean, you don't really need any. That's not. I'm with you. Like it's that's stuff that you could have. If that's where you find value in it, great, good on you. But I think I've said forever. It's go ahead.
No, you go. Sorry, I keep
I say forever. It's like there's so much support, and I think there's so much because we were happy too when CrossFit was like, you pay your affiliation fee, you can use CrossFit. Here's CrossFit.com. Here's the certifications you can get, blah blah blah, and that was about it. Run your business the way you want to run your business. 3, 2, 1, go. And then I felt like it was around the time that, stuff Glassman got a little murky. And then people were like, well, what is really, what are we really paying for? And what is CrossFit giving to us? And what are, they're not supporting us enough and they're not giving us what we need and this and this and this and this and this. And I remember saying like, well, what else, like, what else do you need? And I used to think that like, what do people want? I didn't really understand what people really needed to run.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So I went to the CrossFit Games YouTube channel, and the last time they posted an original content video that was 1 minute and 5 seconds long, 1 minute and 10 seconds long, was 1 month ago, and it was titled "What is the CrossFit Open?" 1 month ago was the last time that they posted an original content media. They've been posting about once every 3 to 4 days on YouTube, but it's been old, recycled, open announcement videos.
Can I even give you an even more impressive one? Go to CrossFit.com and look at the most recent, I guess, like, I don't know, you could call it article or video or whatever. A father's promise, losing 84 pounds to run with his kids. That was from May 1st, 2020. Like, that's the last thing. That's been on the front page. It's been the same.
So that's where Sevan always talks about it. He's like, so if marketing is what you're getting for your $4,500 a year, their marketing team is horrible. They're the worst. They're an absentee. Yeah, they're an absentee father. Like they're not around. Like I don't know. I mean, this seems like this is your jam, but like if you're posting something, like what should be your frequency? It kind of feels like it should be at least every day. And if not every day, at least like 2 or 3 times a week, but like on a consistent schedule.
Yeah.
I remember when you tried to do like on the Instagram, like where it created that mosaic that one time.
Yeah.
So like those sorts of things where even if it's like a 3, 4 minute, 5 minute video, or it gets on some sort of like, it's just so that idea of like, okay, so you get media or marketing. That's what your $4,500 a year pays for.
Yeah.
Whew, I don't know. The legislation standpoint. What's the story on it? Like they settled with the NSCA and they signed a non-disclosure and nobody knows Nobody knows what happened. Like, okay, like, again, private company that you pay an affiliation and a licensing fee towards. Do they owe you a feedback? Cool. I don't know. That would be a question if you pay for it. Training. Do you feel that they provide professional development that yields effective market competition or competitiveness for you and for your employees?
Do they provide? They do. I guess they do provide it at a more of a cost. Yeah.
Well, no, and so I mean, I'm not saying it's got to be free. I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
right, but I'm saying, do they provide the opportunity for you to effectively train yourself and train your employees so that those employees provide and you provide a competitive product in an already established market?
Yes.
Okay, so check, good deal, right? They get it on that one. And then what was and then
they're in person. They have
litigate.
several different mediums that you can do it too, whether it's in person at a seminar or online or So
Cool.
or
So yes,
free
so their training, right? Yeah, their training department's still pretty badass.
Yeah.
And then like we don't need to rehash this, but yeah, like this is again like, and I'm biased. I watch Savant on this and stuff, and they've done this kind of thing, and but it's like, yeah, what's the and it like website? Totally understand. I like Luis's example way back when, your website's your house, it's the front of your house, right? You got a broken window in the house. It's kind of like, what the fuck? You got shrubs that need trimmed, mow the lawn. Like, this is a pretty clean site. Like, it's all right. And I remember Don Fall was talking about this. Like, this is what you want. So that if I go to it, I should be able to pull up an affiliate. I should be able to pull up trainers, because this website, it's not for you, Eric. It's not for me. It's for people that don't know what CrossFit is. So they come to CrossFit and they're like, well, I want to know what CrossFit is. Where's CrossFit around me? And they come to the map and they see those videos. So if those things kind of stay stagnant or whatever, cool. But the YouTube channel, the Instagram feed, their X feed, like those places, I would imagine they should be relevant and updated at least every 24 hours, maybe even 2 or 3 times a day, because of the way people are. Like, aren't you on here? I don't know. You're on Instagram and social media every day, right? A lot.
Yeah.
So like,
A lot.
I would imagine if they're not feeding you with this information, then you're kind of like, they're not really relevant anymore. And at some point, you're gonna fade away from it.
Yeah. That's a good point. I think when you make that about the website, who it's actually for, and I still think, though. Did I go back to it? I went away from it. Sorry, just going back to. Sorry, like I got, now I'm in a blank. But yeah, like the website, like I think it's I think you're right. Like it's the person that first comes, you look at it. So here's where you can search for a gym. Here's a couple articles. Here's a chance to search for a gym again.
Yeah, try CrossFit. I think as
Again.
far as like their website, like cool. And maybe right, Don Fall came in. I'm sorry, I totally remember. But Don Fall came in. He had a really messy room.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I like your metaphor of, and it's kind of like, well, shit, what do I pick up first?
Yeah.
And so in a sense, like I'm not going anywhere. Like, I think I'm willing to keep riding this train of like, I think they're fixing the things that they can fix as they can fix them. And maybe the reposting of old media on their YouTube channel is their interim, like, we're just bailing the fucking boat out right now.
Yeah,
like, that media department got destroyed in 2019, and we don't have the money or the capacity to fix it yet. But like, let's at least we got all this old evergreen stuff. Like, let's post that. And like, right, like they're still building the plane as they fly it.
Because I think it's, I agree. I was on the town hall last week and listened to it, and that's the impression I get from Don Fall too, is like, there's a lot of stuff that they could they can come out and say, all right, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're going to do this, we've done this. And I felt like when Rosa came in, they tried to do all these things at once, and then it got kind of messy. And I feel
Rosa was a little too strategic. He was a little too highbrow without did not have the resources by which, nor was he given the freedom of the time to get to the strategy. I think Don Fall came in and he's at least operational strategic level thinking, but then he's also like, okay, that's great, but like, how do I cross the bridge now? Like, we got to keep moving, folks. And so he's a better blend of the right. I think. I mean, just watching him. Plus, I like him. He was Jody's classmate, right? Like, there's.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I like seeing too. Like, I think what it feels like too is he's like, you know, we're strengthening the base, like, you know, with the CrossFit Health Summit, and they're working. It is more affiliate first, and it's not this front forward facing stuff that's in your face. Like, look what we did. Look what we did. Look what we did. There's things that I think you'll start to see will make their way up and then into other things. And so it feels like he is taking it like one day at a time. He's taking it one day at a time. He's not trying to do all at once. So it feels slow. And it's one of those things 2 years from now, 3 years now, we can be like, wow, look at everything they've done in the last few years. And so like with the
and so like I like the website. I think it's very clean. I think there could be like maybe the fact that they don't have like the YouTube feed on the website is because of the fact it's like, look, why would I put something on there that's going to advertise the very thing that I'm not ready to fix yet? Like, we got good content. We got good web designers.
We have tons
pretty.
We have
right. Like, it's good to go. It's good to go as it is. Let's do this. Right. And it's like, it's like having, you know, your sign out front and the P in open is burned out. Right. And it's like, and it's just always burned out. And it's kind of like, all right, so either fix the fucking P or take the goddamn sign down. But like, stop advertising that you're an idiot. Like, it's like, right? Like, don't set yourself up for failure and like advertise that like I can't get my shit together.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like that's what the website is right now, because in a sense, like as you went to it, I was like, oh, that's kind of slick. Oh, that's pretty good, right? And
it makes it, and I think it's from I do think it's strategic from like what's this CrossFit thing? Because most people that are coming here are and going through this front page are probably new. The workout is it's this little thing down here at the bottom. It's not the first thing you see.
Good point. Yeah. Like that. Like it's that tennis thing of, and I like fitness that sticks instead of elite fitness.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big, and it is that I would say that is still in line with the whole CrossFit methodology of that fourth, the fourth pillar. God, I just dumped on it. Ran on to go take my level 3. But you know what I mean? Like the time, fit, power, output, and then you 3-dimensional it, and it's that curve that becomes the plane. The 3-dimensional curve of like your fitness, your work capacity across the your years of longevity. Do you know what I'm talking about? The fourth, so the Hopper model, the 10 general physical skills. Yeah. So in a sense, that's what that curve, that's what that fourth model is. That language, fitness that sticks, is a verbalization of that whole concept. Yeah. So in a way, where Greg's original thing, like forging elite fitness, his thing was if I can get the SEALs, if I can get the door kickers, if I can get the fire breathing moms, if I can get everybody that is at the tip end, the rest will come. Right? Like that was always his belief. But if I get the grandma, he's like, I know I can get grandpa and grandma fitter. Like he's like, I got them. I got 7 of them in my gym already. But they're not gonna sell my Delta guy.
Yeah.
But if I get the Delta guy and then I sweet talk grandma and grandpa to come in and do it, what I'm going to get is I'm going to get everybody in the middle.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a really good point. So what they're doing is they know they've got the fire breathers. They know they've got, right, the geriatrics and the overweight, because it's like, look, we got them. We got all the testimonials. What they're getting in the middle now is the 35 to 55-year-old that doesn't know what I'm going to do, and things are fading. So fitness that sticks, like,
Yeah.
that's really good, right? So I'm walking myself into, maybe they are meeting your marketing desire, requirement, or whatever, and it's just, now it's like, if you read it and you look at it and go, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
You then have the green light, because you pay your $4,500 a year, to use that and become your own marketer within the vein of fitness that sticks.
Yeah.
Ditch the Forging Elite Fitness thing. That's 2010 shit. This is 2024 stuff. And that's kind of a cool, I don't know that. So I just walked myself into that. Go CrossFit. Well done.
Yeah.
Now get on your goddamn YouTube channel and start posting stuff.
That's the only social media space Jack is on, is YouTube. That's the only place.
They're not even on Instagram, man. They're not, like, I go on it every now and then, but they're not even there. They're not currently relevantly there. They're not original material there.
Right.
Like, just something 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. It's all evergreen. But again, like, fight the battles you can win, and win them early and often. Totally on board. Looks like maybe that's what they're doing. That's pretty smart, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Fix the easy things. Pick up the thing that's at your foot and put it in the bin. Then walk into the room, pick up the next thing, put it in the bin, right? Like, I don't have a bin. Okay, well, I guess we just figured out the first things. Go to Home Depot, buy yourself some bins, bring them home. That was today's job. Tomorrow's job. Put shit in the bin. You got to go. It's 9:01.
Yeah, it's 9:01. Yeah. Shut down. Gratuitousness.
You know me, man. I hate big classes.
Oh, I saw that. I was jealous. Oh, man.
But I will tell you, they were fun.
Yeah.
And I was very grateful for, I'm very grateful for everyone's willingness to dance, right? To dance with, I need it in order, because if it's not in order, then, like, I can't be the coach that I think people want in order to provide the cues or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, but at the same time, I recognize that not everybody is, like, on board, like, get in line.
Yeah.
But they, like, I feel like the classes the last 2 days have met me more where I need them to be than I've met them. And in that, we've, like, all met each other, and it has been a ton of fun. And to the sense, like, I kind of really like the big classes.
Right. So right when you find that meeting point, it's like,
this is
kind of nice.
So I was really grateful.
It doesn't feel like 16 people, you know?
Yeah, I was really grateful for that. And right, like, maybe they're not even conscious of it. Maybe it's just sort of a phenomenon of, like, we're all just happy to be there and respectful and, like, recognizing, like, people. But from my perspective, it felt like people were really trying to be like, okay, well, right. We got to get in line. Like, okay, cool. Where should I go? And, like, they're figuring it out. And I'm like, thanks. Like, that, I really appreciate that. So super grateful for the people that are coming to those classes.
I think I'm going to kind of piggyback, but I appreciate that too, from, like, a workout yesterday too, where, like, logistically, like, with a bigger class can get a little tricky because you're limited on, like, space and equipment essentially. And so, like, when people fall in line, so I had a lot of fun. I think I had 8 last night at 5:30, and there's more than enough ropes for that, but I still had them, partner up and go through it. And I don't know, it's just, maybe it was the day, maybe it's the full moon, but it just clicked. It was really fun. It's a movement that we don't see often, but it was really fun. And for a couple people, like, I even kind of, like, my gratitude part A and B, like Andrea, who she's a story that I love, because I remember the day she came in, she was really like, she's like, FYI, I'm gonna try this. My physical therapist is very mad at me for even considering it. And she, like, came in, she had, like, frozen shoulders. She can only lift her arm up this high. So she's like, I can only do this as far as I can go. And I was like, all right, we're gonna, like, this is gonna be a journey, and we're gonna go on it together. And yesterday, watching her hang from the rope and then do, like, 2 inches off the ground and then do the knees, like, she couldn't even lift her arm up above her head when she first got here. And now she's hanging from a rope. And it was just, and then it clicked and she was able to get a wrap and she got up like 1 or 2 pulls. And but it was all part of like, because people kind of, okay, partner up, we're going to the ropes. Here's what we're doing. Follow my lead. This is going to be fun. And everyone followed. And then because of that, you get to see those moments like that. Whereas if you don't have that, if things get a little chaotic, or if you're not sure how to maneuver a class, whether it's 8 or 16, you miss out on those things. So I'm kind of like with you where it's like, yeah, when it all comes together nicely, it's so much fun. It's why I do this, And so anyway, that's mine. Andrea and rope climbs. Is that what I got?
No, thank you. That was good. Well done. That was well structured. Yeah. You came back around and the comeback, as they call in the comedy, the comeback.
The comeback. All right, cool. Open one tomorrow. You ready? You excited?
Hell yeah. Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm doing a little, I'm doing, I think tomorrow's Thursdays and Saturday. Maybe. I'm mashing up something, but
yeah.
I told Andy 70%, no more than 70% effort today. Today's a good one. And then Thursday, I'll walk the dogs and stuff, be moving throughout the day. I got class from 5:15 to 6:30. I'll have my what's in Jack's bag in my car. And I will go right from St. John's to Fairwinds and we'll rock and roll it. I'm pretty sure Andy's coming. Billy might be coming too. He's got traveling. He's like, wait, when are you doing the open? And I explained it to him. He's like, what? Cut. I'm like, why don't you come? I can? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you ain't gonna get coached. Like he's like, I gotta come. He's freaking out. He's like, I got relationships at Roots, and if I don't do them, and then I'm on a team here, and I'm like,
I told I told Billy, I was like, dude, like I'm glad you're at Roots, like because he signed up for the open at Roots. I was like,
yeah,
it's like if it's cool. I asked him, I was like, if it's cool, do you mind if I still put you on a team here, like just to do the workout wherever you can do the workout. Like he's that dude,
such fun energy, man. He's such a good dude. Yeah,
I read there was one day. God, I know we got to go. This is always my trouble. We were doing, I think we were doing the jerks, the 3, or maybe it was 3 or push press. And I was talking to him, I was like, dude, we got to really open up those shoulders a little bit, get you overhead. He goes, dude, this is a lifetime of endurance sports. This is me on a bike for hours and hours and hours. He goes, I'm getting there. He's
getting there. Yeah. But I love it. Like he's what a good addition. I'm glad and I'm happy he found a place there right on Edgewood. But yeah, like again, same thing. Met him. I feel like we met each other where we needed to be the other day. And I looked at him like, hey man, whatever, like, and I mean this, I'm not being sarcastic. Whatever you need to get it done, like, do it. I'm here. I'll help you out. Like, I'm just not coming over the weekend. It's like, so it's kind of like Thursday or nothing. And he laughed and he goes, I'll be here Thursday.
Yeah.
If he can make it. Right. So I was like, perfect. Cause
Alexis is coming too. She's doing she has a High Rocks event on Saturday. She's like, I'm gonna do it Thursday. So
there
I can
you go.
on Friday.
Let her rest on Friday. Yeah. Perfect.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So and it's totally low stakes. I'm gonna do I'm gonna film the warm-up pseudo, like for me for this morning, and then take people through that warm-up tomorrow for Thursday's class. It's just kind of like this is a type of warm-up you could do because as we know in the open, like you show up. I think you can ask a coach a question or two, but in the end, you kind of gotta. It's like time to fly, baby bird.
Yeah.
Like, get out of the nest. Do it or don't.
Yeah. It's like a toes to bar, knee raises, sit ups. Boom, boom, boom. Where you at?
Right?
Cool. I'll see you there.
What's your?
There we are.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cool. And on that note, we're getting out of here in